Hey there, crafty friends. It's Tina from the Scrappin Rabbit blog, and I have a project to share today. It is the beginning of a new monthly challenge over at Jaded Blossom, and the monthly theme is embossing. And so I made 3 cards to share today using some embossing techniques. So I think that they turned out so cute. I really didn't get to do as much for Valentine's Day as I had hoped, and I'm still so behind on everything, you guys, but I'm hoping to get ahead for Easter and make some Easter projects. And so I decided to go ahead and do some cards. And let me show you how I made these cards. So first of all, I did use some embossing folders to get the dry embossed look. And so for this first card here, I used this Flower Frenzy file, and it's from Darice, or I guess I should say folder, not file. And that is what I used for this one here. For my little blue bunny, I used this one here, and I didn't write a name on it, so I don't know what the name of this folder is, but it's pretty. It's got all these little swirls and dots, and I have used this one before, and I thought it looked really pretty on this card here. And lastly, for my purple bunny, I use this Cuttlebug folder called Birds and Swirls. And so I couldn't make up my mind what folder to use, and so I just decided to use all 3. And making a trio is going to help me get caught up instead of doing projects one at a time. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to get going here, is making more than one project as I go along. So these are the embossing folders that I used, and I typically emboss through my Cuttlebug. I have my magnetic platform on my Big Shot, and so it's easier for me to just pull out my Cuttlebug and emboss. It's all set up for embossing, and my Big Shot is all set up for die cutting, and then that way I don't have to use the huge platform for my Big Shot that you have to flip over, and that sucker is so big so that by the time you flip over, it's like knocking things over on my desk, because I have a very small workspace to work on. So that works best for me, and I think that my Cuttlebug embosses just beautifully. And so that is what I used for this piece here. I also used the Jaded Blossom card mat dies, and I cut this layer out here first, and then I ran it through my Cuttlebug. The oval is from the Scalloped Oval dies, and I just ordered these stitched oval dies to coordinate with them, and so that is this center panel here. And I used some Doodlebug design polka dotted papers, and so I used the pink, the blue, and the purple for that outer layer. For this layer here, I did some inking, so I'm hoping that you guys can see that. I'm filming at night as I usually do, and so to get that cloud look, what I did was I cut out this piece of cardstock, and I used the border dies too, and it's the one right here on the bottom is the one that I used. And they're both pretty similar, but it's nice to have both pieces. And so I just cut out a little piece there, and then I cut my little oval out, and I used my tumbled glass distress ink. And so I used this as a stencil, and then I did layers to form those clouds on there. And I think that they really turned out so pretty. I'm getting better with that technique. It's not one that I've done a lot in the past. So there you go. And then the little sparkly butterfly, that's that teeny tiny butterfly that's from that new Spring Banner dies. This little one right here. And it works out so perfectly because my bunny is that little butterfly coordinates with my little bunny so nicely. So let's see, what else did I do? For the little greenery, I used some polka dotted paper as well, because I did want it to have a little bit of splash of a color. And for that leaf in particular, and you guys, you probably all have ovals and scallops, and so it's just a matter of digging through your things and putting together a little template. And for me, I used this tropical flower dies leaf right here, and I cut it out one way, and then I flipped the paper and cut it out again so that I can get this type of a look. instead of having them both going the same way, it flips them. And so that's how I got the little leaves to come up like that, so that he's sitting in some greenery, or she. And for the bunny, I used my Spring Dyes 1, and I have the Spring Dyes 1 version 2. And so this one is a little bit bigger than the version 1. And so I do want to get the version 1 as well. So you can see the bunnies are a nice size. In this one, let's see, my tall little bunny here is about 2 inches, 2¼ inches. So 25% smaller in the other set. But either way, it's fine. I do want to get the other set so I could have multiple sizes for my little bunnies. I used some glitter cardstock to cut out the bow, and that little bow is from this bow dies set, which I absolutely love because you get a variety of bows. And so I used this one right here. And because I used the glitter cardstock, I didn't add a center to the bow because it is hard to glue things onto glitter cardstock, and I just thought that it looked cute even without that extra bling. I added some little cotton balls to the little tail, and those are from, let me go grab them. These are little pom-poms from Derice, and these are the 7mm. I did order a package just of the white, and it's the 7mm. And those work perfectly for little bunny tails or anytime that you want to add like a little furry nose or anything cute for little critters. So I have a few different sizes that I keep on hand for that occasion, and so it worked out perfectly. I glued some of those little tails on there. And then lastly, I used for this little black banner here, I used the mini tag dies 2, which is this cut right here. And then for the sentiment, I found it on the Easter Basket Fun Kit stamp set, and it's this Easter Wishes right here. And I did do some heat embossing on there. So I heat embossed it with some white embossing powder on all 3 of them to give it that extra special look. And so that is it. That is my project share for you guys today. And I encourage you to go ahead and visit the Jaded Blossom blog, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. The design team members have made some beautiful projects to share, and hopefully that will inspire you to participate in the challenge. And you just link up your project onto the blog, and it can be from Instagram. It doesn't you don't have to have a blog to join in the challenge. And like I said, the theme is embossing, so I did both heat embossing and dry embossing. Any kind of embossing is fine, and you using any of your Jaded Blossom projects on your product, any of your Jaded Blossom products on your project. That's what I meant to say. And that's all you have to do for a chance to win a stamp set of choice. So that is it, you guys. I haven't had a chance to pick a winner for my little coffee clip yet, and hopefully tomorrow is going to be the day that I can get online and watch some videos and get a little caught up on my little crafty world. So thank you guys so much for stopping in. I do appreciate your thumbs up and your comments. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.